everybody. This is Becky Legero for CoinGeek.com, and I am here with Ray Sharma, which is amazing because Ray, we've been meaning to catch up here on a CoinGeek interview for about a year now, I think. So welcome
Thank you,
to our
Becky.
stage.
Thank you.
Amazing to see you here in London for the London Blockchain Conference. And we've had a pretty exciting morning with some keynote speakers. I know you've been on a panel. We had Scott Galloway here. He made some interesting points, especially when it comes to the blockchain world. Give me your thoughts on some of the points he made today and where you sit with those points.
Well, Scott's a great speaker. He's very well informed. I liked a lot of the points he made. Some of the things that maybe I see things differently, for example, he talked about this bubble in AI and the valuations that we've seen. But the way I look at it is that there's aspects to the AI phenomena that is unprecedented. So, and a good example is NVIDIA's financial results, which was about a year ago. They released a quarter where they did $6.5 billion in revenue one quarter, and then the subsequent quarter they did $6.2 billion in net income after tax. And as my time on Wall Street, we've never seen anything like that. They're going to report this week, and the consensus estimates are about $24 billion. That type of growth on such a large base, and the profitability is quite unprecedented. Even Microsoft, to give you another example, I think he was talking about Microsoft being overhyped as well.
Yeah.
The estimates on Wall Street are in about 3 years, Microsoft will be doing $100 billion a year in generative AI cloud business. And that in that world, it's worth about 10 to 15 times revenues. So, and that's not even during bubble times, that's just more in normalized times. So that's an extra $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion in market cap that'll be added to Microsoft just from their Gen AI cloud business alone. So I would say yes, no question, the valuations are amazing. OpenAI's valuations estimated $80 billion, about $1 billion in revenue, 80 times revenues, it's a high number. But we're also looking at an innovation that's without precedent as well. And in one aspect, it's probably a longer answer than you're looking for, but in one aspect, this is sort of the end of innovation, because from this point forward, AI will be driving innovation itself.
I know you were talking about how we hear a lot about GPT wrappers, and this is where a lot of the new applications are coming out, but you predict that we're going to be seeing a lot more innovation coming out soon in AI. Can you give us some examples of what you think is coming?
It's like we're in 2008 of the mobile app store, where the first generation applications were pretty simplistic, the iBeer apps, the farting apps, the very basic apps. Now we're in a new world where you have 2009, 2010 circa, where you have entirely new business models being formed, companies like Airbnb, companies like Uber. So I would say we're like in 2008 era in the application layer when it comes to AI. The applications are pretty simplistic, but what we're going to see very soon is a transformation into new business models. Even this conference itself, the merging of blockchain and AI is amazing. The potential is quite significant there.
I think in your panel you said in 6 to 12 months we will see some ridiculously amazing applications or something like that. So exciting times ahead. And Ray, I know you love to drop some pearls of wisdom for people, especially on stage. So here at the CoinGeek booth here, can you talk to me about some pearls of where the fusion of AI and blockchain, what are we going to be seeing there? Why is it such an amazing fit?
One of the best aspects of blockchain is trust. I would say maybe the killer application of blockchain is trust. And one of the challenges of AI is trust. Everybody talks about hallucinations and AI is coming up with information that just doesn't make any sense. Well, there's other problems as well. There's problems like the integrity of the data. So I'll give you a good example. Recently, the CTO of OpenAI was on stage doing an interview like this, and she accidentally disclosed that they had trained their models off of YouTube videos. And that's a violation of YouTube's terms and services. So the data that you train your models on, if it was in a blockchain, then they could easily say, look, we trained our model here, and here, and these are the data sets, and here's our proof. You can trust us because it's in a blockchain. Blockchain does add a taxation to the whole transactional layer. But the good news is that the GPUs, the technologies that GPUs are based on, is very similar for both AI and for blockchain-related technologies. So as we're seeing this massive increase in compute capability, it should benefit both.
Yeah, I learned on the panel today that this token idea of running in the background of AI, I did not even know about that. And we all know that that's a big thing in blockchain too, so perfect fit.
Yeah.
Perfect fit.
Tokens are the fundamental component of every AI query.
Yeah.
So when you send in a request to ChatGPT, it'll break up your words into individualized components of text, and each one of those subcomponents are a token.
Yeah.
So it's actually built from the ground up using tokenization. Slightly different than, say, NFTs and stuff like that, but it's basically the same fundamentally. So yeah, there's a lot of synergy from the GPU, the tokenization. This trust thing, we can't really overstate the significance of the trust phenomena.
Yeah, so really cool. Well, thank you for sharing that, because I learned something definitely new today. And the last time that I saw you, Ray, we weren't even talking about AI. We were talking more about blockchain and VCs and the blockchain and Bitcoin world. And I know now you're very focused on AI, especially in Toronto, where it's a center for the technology. What made you shift or add to your attention the AI world?
Yeah, it's a good question, because AI has been around since the 50s or 60s, so what's really changed? There's a seminal paper you can look to, which is called Attention is All You Need. And what that did was it kind of revolutionized the whole concept of data in relation to each other, hence the creation of the transformer. So that happened around October, November 2022. And then when ChatGPT hit 100 million users around January 2023, that was the sort of the earthquake that shook the world and made us all realize that this has reached critical mass of attention and of users. So I think what's changed is that we've seen, AI has been around for a long, long time, and the reason we've seen this huge surge in investment is that we had this breakthrough as symptomized by OpenAI. Kind of sad thing, but funny thing at the same time is that the generative AI concept, the transformer, the attention concept, was actually invented by Google. Google was about to release their first generation chatbot, and then an engineer came out to the press and said, hey, the AI has achieved consciousness. And as a result, Google slowed down the deployment, and then OpenAI released their version just before Google, and then everyone thinks that OpenAI invented that whole concept. It was actually, there was 8 scientists involved, 6 of them are from Google, 2 of them from University of Toronto. And then once again, OpenAI scooped Google just before their I.O. conference a few days ago. They released 4.0 right beforehand. It's kind of, they seem to be in an interesting competition with each other.
Very good, very good. And Ray, from a VC perspective, there's quite a few companies out there that throw AI into their, I know you know what I'm about to say, because it's ridiculous. It's all over LinkedIn. How do you find this? I mean, how are you like, okay, you know what, they're not really using AI, or what is a signal to you that a company really is taking advantage of the tech, or if they're just putting it in there to get your money?
Yeah, there's a lot of fake AI companies, and it's because the valuation and the interest, and 2023 was a very tough year for venture, unless you were profitable or if you were in AI. So it makes sense that people, just like they did in mobile and they did in the dot-com era, reposition themselves to get more attention. So there's sort of these fake AI companies that call themselves AI companies, but they're really just using AI, and the way you can actually distinguish them is in their gross margins, because a lot of those companies have professional services that help their customers implement the AI, and you'll see gross margins about 60% or so, and that's a signal that they're not an AI tech company or pure play. The pure play companies, they're at 90% plus gross margins, and those are the companies that are building the LLMs, building the sort of core technology. So it's quite prolific at how many companies out there are even rebranding themselves to CoinGeek.ai, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things that's to be expected, it's natural, and it's our job to kind of distinguish between the real ones and the fake ones.
Yeah, maybe this is why Scott Galloway says it's a bubble. A lot of people just throw it out there without anything backing it up. Well, anyway, Ray, it's so amazing to see you here in London, and thank you so much for sharing your insights with us here at CoinGeek, and enjoy your time at the conference.
Thanks, Becky. Appreciate it.
And thank you guys so much for watching. This is Becky Legiro for CoinGeek.com.
Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin wallet, blockchain, stablecoins, MetaNet, the evolution of money. Everybody is talking about Bitcoin today, but what exactly is it? Learn the basics from experts. Learn what Bitcoin is, how it works, and why it matters. Blockchain 101, your ultimate guide to the fundamentals of blockchain. BSV is more than another chaotic commodity craze. BSV blockchain can do more than just be a crypto investment. It can help you get more out of your games, share more of your art. BSV makes more things possible.